Some people say that the hardest part of a creative project is starting, but I think that underestimates the ultimate challenge of finishing. If you're a creative in any field and you work alone or in small teams, the work is subject to internal sabotage and friction. Things like procrastination,
self-sabotage, lack of confidence,
lack of motivation,
unrealistic expectations,
miscommunication,
and the list goes on.
Indeed. As creative professionals, we finish dozens of projects every year, so finishing has become something of a habit for us.
In this video, we're going to go over what works for us, and very likely it will work for you too.
Here are 6 insights that can help you get over the finish line. Number 1, take a step back. If you're stuck or stalled, it's likely that you're lost in the weeds. So it's important to take a step back and assess where you're at. One way to do this is to brief yourself. Summarize what you know about the project, when it's due, what the deliverables are, any key timelines, stuff like that. Just re-familiarize yourself with the purpose of the project. And if you've gotten briefed from a client already, read the brief again. Just get reoriented towards the goal of your project. One really important thing to do here is to define finished. How do you know you're done? What do you send to who? What does the finished piece look like, or what are the characteristics of it? When are you finished the work? You'll get a lot of clarity out of this, and you may get some insights that'll help you move forward.
Number 2 is define the process. One thing that a lot of creatives forget to do is to write down step by step and figure out exactly what every milestone takes to achieve. This has a twofold purpose. One, it allows you to create a roadmap of where you have to go. If you have to pause, or you're working on this piecemeal or waiting for revisions, and you step back in, you'll know exactly where you're at. The other element that it helps you with is to be more realistic about what the project takes. It really helps for setting those internal deadlines that keep you from getting into crunch mode, especially if you create a Gantt chart. If you have multiple creative projects, it can really help keep you on track.
Totally, shout out Gantt charts. Number 3, get realistic about time. Once you know what your process is, it's time to guesstimate how much time you need to actually do the work. Now, if you're familiar with the work, you can make a pretty accurate estimate, and if you're not familiar with the work, then give yourself a lot of room. Either way, once you've estimated your time, you have to budget that time out. So lay it out on a calendar, bit by bit. If you have an external deadline, place that deadline on the calendar and work back from there. That's called a work back schedule. If you don't have an external deadline, like if it's a personal project or something, lay the time chunks out from the present moment and then put the deadline at the end. That'll give you a realistic amount of time to finish the work. And you've got yourself a calendar. The only thing you gotta do then is follow it.
When it comes to working on your own projects, you might want to set yourself an external deadline, such as applying for a grant, just so that you'll have something to work towards. Number 4, manage your energy. Now, this might seem a little bit out of left field, but it's not. It's actually one of the most integral parts of getting a project finished. And it might be the one thing that's truly holding you back, because you might be scheduling, briefing, etc., etc. Now, if you're working on a quick pace project or a short-term project, this applies even more. What kind of energy can you put out on a day-to-day basis as you're working on this creative project? You can't be at your best if you're fatigued, if you've been drinking and you feel hungover on a Monday, if you're not getting enough exercise or enough outdoor time, you will probably feel sluggish. Even as something as simple as eating a decent lunch or making sure that you're hydrated throughout the day. So managing your energy is one of the ways that you can totally maximize your ability to finish a project.
Number 5, get help. There ain't nothing wrong with asking for help, whether you're bringing in an assistant or you're asking a mentor or someone who's more senior than you in your field for help, just seek help. Go on the internet, search on some forums. Like, people are always out there, they're willing to lend a hand. Surely you're not the first person to face the problem or the roadblock that you're facing. If the project has some budget in it, like, find someone who's good and pay them fairly. If there is no budget but you still need help, like, call in a favor if you can, if it's worth it to you. There's no shame in getting help in whatever form it takes.
Number 6, done is better than perfect.
That's my favorite saying. If you can keep saying in your head, done is better than perfect, you will get it done. Because more often than not, the thing that's holding you back, it's perfectionism. You want it to be better than you actually can make it, or you want something to be there that's not possible, like some resource or some condition. Remember, done is better than perfect.
Let's do a quick recap. Take a step back, define the process, get realistic about time, manage your energy, get help, and remember that done is better than perfect.
Let us know if there's anything that you would add to that list, or if you tried any of these and they worked for you, or maybe they didn't work. We'd love to hear from you. We really love hearing from fellow creatives.
Remember, the most important thing is you've got this.
Hell yeah, you got this. And if you like this video, you should check out the other ones on our channel. And for now, happy trails and create with integrity.